Hello, hello, hello. How are you guys doing today? No hat today. I got my hair cut earlier, and I had my hat on while I was filming my other videos, and then I took it off, and Alex came in, and from work, he just heated up some fried rice. He has so much fried rice that he keeps on ordering, and every time he orders it from this Thai restaurant that he loves, he orders like 3 things of it, so he has like 6 of them in the refrigerator. So he just heated up some more fried rice. He's watching Watch What Happens Live. It's 2 of the women from The Real Housewives of New Jersey, which is interesting that he's watching that because he doesn't watch New Jersey, and they're like fighting on Watch What Happens Live. But anyway, he came in, he goes, "Look at your hair all slicked back, it looks so nice." I said, "Oh, you think so?" He said, "Yeah." He goes, "Did you have your hat on after you got your hair cut?" I said, "Yeah, I just put my hat on." So anyway, I thought, you know what, if my husband thinks it looks nice, then you guys would probably, it's good enough for you then, right? So, yeah, I do not know the time and temperature. I actually didn't look. I think the last time I looked at the clock, it was like 5:35. So it's probably, if I had to guess, 10 till 6. And it feels like it's like 100 degrees outside. It is so hot and so muggy and so humid today. When I got my hair cut, so I took this Uber there and back, and when I got there like 10 minutes early, and so there's like a Dunkin' Donuts right there, and I said, "Can you drop me off at the Dunkin' Donuts?" She was real sweet, and so I went and I got an iced coffee, and when I got home, I put it back in the refrigerator, because I was like, I'll save it until I'm vlogging and whatever, so I just put some more ice in it, and just a regular iced coffee. I didn't even put any sweetener in it today or anything. I'm trying to be real good. I haven't been good every day, but I've been trying to be really good. Let me just tell you, every day since last Wednesday, so Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 5 nights in a row, I walked. I'm like so proud of myself. I know it's not a lot, but like it's a start, and so I'm very proud of myself. I'm still not like shedding weight like crazy or anything like that, but we'll get there. We'll get there. Yeah, so I don't even know where to start. Maybe I should start with today. So I got last night, didn't take a nap. Oh, no, I did take a nap last night, and but I couldn't really sleep during my nap because Boo Radley was like jumping down and getting back up, jumping down and getting back up. What was last night? Sunday. Okay, so I vlogged yesterday, and then I went inside, and when I went inside, Alex was asleep because we were going to watch RuPaul's Drag Race and The Real Housewives of Dubai. We didn't last night. We're going to watch that tonight. So Alex was asleep with little Boo Radley. Boo Radley was so antsy last night. I mean, he did not want to sit in the bed at all. This is his thing, and I don't understand what it is. Like, if Alex is asleep, he will, like, lay next to him and sleep, like, in his little bed. But if it's just me, Boo Radley is, like, up and down, up and down. I think it's because he's waiting for Alex to come upstairs or something like that. So, I had not watched Below Deck Mediterranean, so I ate the second half of my fat rabbit that I got at Patashu, and I ate the second half of that sandwich. It was delicious. I was very hungry, though, later at night. Like, that's the hardest part for me, is, like, between, like, 2 and 4 o'clock in the morning. I don't really have anything here. Like, I make sure that I don't keep treats and stuff. And if I review something that I think, even if I don't love it, that I think that, like, I might, like, you know, cookies or something, I just, like, I give them away or give them to one of my neighbors. I'll be like, "Do you want to try these?" and whatever. I can't have that stuff around. Usually, like, I'll bag it up and, like, give it to Caroline on Wednesdays or something like that. I just cannot have it in the house because I'll eat it even if I don't like it. If I'm hungry, I'll just want to eat something. So last night I ate after I got done vlogging, I was waiting for my vlog to get done rendering and stuff. I ate the second half of my fat rabbit sandwich, which is like all veggie sandwich. It's so good. And then I had the cup of fruit, and it was like pineapple, blueberries, and strawberries, and I put it in a cup, and I put some of that tahini on it, and I love that so much. I've been craving, like, somebody said, it was so funny, because I got done with my vlog, and somebody I think they commented on my vlog, and they said something about watermelon and tahini, and I was like, that is so weird, because I was just talking about that in my vlog tonight. So I ate the other half of my sandwich, and then I ate the fruit with tahini, and drank like 2 glasses of water, and then I had a cup of coffee, and I watched this last week's episode of Below Deck Mediterranean. Then I went upstairs, and I was like, okay, I'm going to take like a 2-hour nap. I think that was at like 8:30 or I think it was like 9, and I was like, I set my alarm for like 11, because I just assumed Alex was going to sleep through the night. So I'm laying there, and I'm like tossing and turning, I can't fall asleep. And Alex finally, like 10 minutes after I get up, he gets up, right? And he's like, I'm gonna take Boo Radley out. And I was like, I just took him out. And he's like, well, he's jumping down. Boo Radley was like jumping down up the bed. Sometimes I think he just wants to go outside so he can come inside and get a treat. Does your dog do that? Boo Radley is obsessed with treats. I think he will eat like 20 treats a day and not his food. So anyway, so Alex got up and he took Boo Radley out, and then he turned on the TV downstairs, and he was like, I could hear him heating stuff up in the kitchen. He ended up heating up his, oh, those bikes are going fast down the street. He ended up heating his Cuban from Patachou yesterday. And so I shouted down. I was like, are you coming back to bed or are you staying up? And I was so tired. And he was like, no, I'm going to stay up for a little bit and watch some TV. And he was like, do you want to watch RuPaul tonight or do you want to wait until tomorrow night? And I was like, well, how long are you going to be up? Because I want to nap for a little bit because you've been napping. I want to nap for a little bit. And he was like, well, we don't have to watch it tonight. He's like, we can watch it tomorrow. And I was like, okay. And so I laid there for like an hour and a half and just tossed and turned and tried to sleep. Boo Radley kept on coming upstairs and jumping on the bed. I mean, he's so cute, but like I just couldn't sleep. And so I would fall asleep for like 10 or 15 minutes at a time. Then I'd wake up and I look at the clock. So finally I just like got up. I was like, this is pointless. Well, when I got up, I think Alex was coming upstairs, like I think as I was getting up. I can never remember the night before. But anyway, he was like, I'm going to get into bed and I'm going to watch, like, look at some TikToks and stuff before I go to bed. I was like, you're not going to watch a show? I can't remember. Oh, he was watching, this is so funny. He was watching Shameless. Because when I said to him, I said, well, what were you watching? He was like, oh, Shameless. He said that yesterday, too. He's, like, so over it. He's just trying to get through that show. I don't think I'm going to watch it. If my husband can't get into it, I don't think I'm going to watch it. So anyway, so I, like, came downstairs and I was, like, putting up my vlog and stuff like that. And I was like sitting around, I was like looking through some stuff on the computer and all that, and trying to figure out what videos I was going to make and all that kind of stuff today, because I had a hair appointment at 1. So I was like, okay, hair appointment at 1, I'll be back by like 2:30, I can get these videos done. And so I was like making my list for yesterday, and then finally I was like, I really wanted to like get in, I started it the night before, but that Thursday Murder Club, which is the June book for Peter's book club, the night before I had finished How to Solve Your Own Murder, and I had started the Thursday Murder Club. Today I did, for my BookTube channel, there's all these loud cars on the street and stuff. That car looks new, but it sounds not good, doesn't it? So, oh no, that was a go-kart. Go-kart went right back after that car. It wasn't a car at all. Golf cart, I mean. There's a bunch of golf carts in this neighborhood. Everybody has golf carts and they drive around there because it's, you know, older people. It's like the villages in Florida, they all have golf carts down there. But anyway, we won't get into the villages discussion today. We were talking about it at the pool yesterday. But anyway, so I was making a list for that, but I like really wanted to get into this book again. So I went upstairs and Alex was like half asleep, and I was like, but he was like still looking at TikToks, and I said, I think that I'm going to go walk for a little bit. And he was like, right now it's so late. And I was like, yeah, but it's cooler. It was so hot. Because like right now it's so hot. And I was like, yeah, but it's cooler now. And I was like, he was like, okay. He was like, you know, just be, you know, like safe when you're like, because like, you know, there's some places where there's trees and stuff so you don't fall or whatever. And I was like, well, I'll have my phone on me. I'll like call you or text you if something happens. He's like, okay. So I said, I won't be gone that long. I'll only be gone a half an hour. I ended up walking an hour and 20 minutes last night. I had such a good walk. I was so sweaty when I came home. I was like, oh my God, how did I sweat? So it was so hot and muggy last night, but I felt so good when I got home. Tried to call Tanya, couldn't get a hold of Tanya. Talked to Nikki for a little bit on the phone. Then I took a shower, put my pajamas on. And then I was like, came out here and did my prayers and my meditations. And then I was just like looking through YouTube. Okay, this is so weird. I don't know how this video got recommended to me. But it was this woman, I'm sure some of you out there have watched her because she's like has a huge channel. She's since passed away, but she had pancreatic cancer, and so her channel is called something like My Journey Through Pancreatic Cancer or something like that. I watched a couple of her videos, but the one that got recommended to me was like her very last video that she made before she was like taking some like toxic dose of this stuff. I guess she lives in a state where you can do that or whatever. I didn't look that deep into her, but it was just like such a sad but really powerful video. Well, then I like closed out all my apps and I got back in because I was looking at like books. I was trying to figure out the books for, I've like narrowed it down to like 3 books, but like I was like reading, you know, the comments, and some people were like, read a cozy mystery, read a horror movie or book, so whatever. I was like, well, should I just do both for July, a cozy mystery and, you know, a horror novel, a scary novel? You know, like, I don't know. And so I was like, I don't know. So should I just do both? Should I just pick one? I don't know. We'll figure it out. Mel and I already picked the true crime book. It's so different than what we usually read over there, and I'm really excited about it. Because it's on, like, Goodreads, like, best reads for true crime for 2024. And it's true crime, but kind of, but not really. I think a lot of people will be interested in it. So anyway, I went back into my YouTube, and I was just, like, looking at what was recommended to me. And then all these channels were recommended to me of, like, and it was, like, all these people that were, like, sick with, like, these terminal illnesses. And it was, like, my last video. This one video got recommended to me, and it was this husband and his wife. I can't remember what her name is. I watched a couple of their videos. She passed away about 10 months ago. And they did videos, like, showing all her treatments and everything. And she passed away. And now his channel is, like, him and his kids. I think he has 2 daughters, like, after the fact. And, they're so sad. And they keep on getting recommended to me because now, like, the algorithm, right? I mean, I'm laughing because it's the algorithm, but, like, they keep on getting recommended to me. But then I feel bad if I don't watch them. Like, I don't know why, but I feel bad if I don't watch them. So I was telling Alex that, and he was like, I said something about, I keep on watching these videos and they make me so sad. And he was like, why do you keep on watching them? I was like, well, I feel bad if I don't watch them, kind of, you know? He's like, well, what are they? And I was like, there are all these people that have these terminal illnesses. It's horrible. Like, they have cancer and stuff, and it's like, they document, like, their whole, like, journey through it. But, like, the video that gets the most views is always their last video before they pass away. So that's usually the video that comes up that's recommended to me. And then I go back and I watch it, and it's, like, so sad to me, you know? But I think it gave me such gratitude for, like, each and every day that I have. It's so funny watching, not funny, but, like, inspiring watching these videos of these people, and they just live in gratitude each and every moment, even as they're going through these, you know, living with these incurable diseases. And so Alex said to me, he goes, that's why I had to, like, stop with my TikTok. And I go, why? And he said, because I watched, like, 2 videos of, like, people saying goodbye to their dogs. And he was like, then every video that I was recommended on TikTok was like, because he sent me a couple of these. I was like, I can't, this is too much. He was like, every video that was sent to me was like people, he would just, like, sob in bed if he wasn't watching, like, Friends episodes or The Nanny. And he watches, like, all these different TV shows. He just watches, but he's not watching that. He was like, for a while he was watching all these really sad TikToks, and it was all these TikToks of people, like, saying goodbye to their cats and their dogs and stuff like that. And he was just like, I had to stop. He was like, because it was getting recommended to me so much. It was like every time I, you know, like, was going through it, it was all these TikToks of people saying goodbye to their pets. It was so sad. I was like, yeah, I'm getting recommended all these videos now. Like, if I pulled up my phone right now, I mean, it's literally every time I go in my YouTube, it's like one of those videos comes up. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so sad. So I watched those last night, and then I was like, I gotta pull myself out of this, right? Because I was ready to watch sad movies and cry the whole night away, and I was like, no, I can't do this. So I was like, okay, what do I want to watch? I was going to go back in, and I was going to watch the last season of Below Deck that I need to catch up on, which is season 5. I went back in, and I couldn't figure out which episode I was on, and I realized I was on, like, episode, like, I think I finished episode 7, I'm on episode 8 of season 5. And I have season 5, 6, and 7 to watch, Below Deck Mediterranean. When I get caught up with those, I'm going to start with Below Deck, the original. But I had already started Survivor Season 3, so I went in last night, and I started watching Survivor Season 3, and this is the thing, like, I love that show so much that, and I think I already, this is the thing, I think I already know who wins the show, right? And so, but I don't remember, like, the back and forth of each episode. I don't remember, like, the final 4, the final 5, I just think I remember who the final 2 are, and I think I remember who wins the show. And, I was going to say don't tell me, but I know when I say that somebody will tell me. But anyway, please don't, because I'm trying to enjoy it. So, yeah, so I watched like 3 or 4 episodes of it, and I looked at the clock, and it was like 5:45, and I was like, you need to go to bed. You've got to be up at like 10 in the morning. So I went to sleep last night. I set like one alarm for like 10 something, and I set another alarm for like 11:10 in case I really pushed it, because I had to leave here at like 12:15. And, I tossed and turned last night. And granted, I walked a lot last night. I drank 1 cup of coffee last night. I didn't take a long nap. I fell asleep maybe 15 or 20 minutes, and then so it wasn't like I took a long nap or whatever. I took my medicine last night. I tossed and turned for like 3 hours. I was like, I could not fall asleep. Alex got up, got ready, went to work, kissed me goodbye. He's like, are you okay? I said, I cannot fall asleep. I don't know what's wrong. Like, I cannot sleep. I mean, I just was like wired awake last night. So I don't even know what time I went to sleep, but it was after 9 o'clock, and I had to get up at the latest by 11, like 11:10. So when that alarm went off, I got up, and I was exhausted. I was so tired. From walking and swimming laps and all this kind of stuff, my whole body feels like it's going through this rehaul. And I've been drinking so much water. I was telling Nikki that last night. I was like, Nikki, I'm like drinking all this water. I'm eating really healthy. I'm walking, but like my weight's not going down. She's like, you cannot weigh yourself every single day. I was like, I know people say that, and I tried that for a while, and then it didn't really help. And I'm back to like, anyway. So anyway, what was I gonna say? So yeah, so I got a Uber to I got an Uber there and a Lyft back, actually. So I got an Uber to my hair appointment. The woman that drove me was really, really nice, but I got in the car, and I was telling her how to get out of the neighborhood, and she was like, are you having a good day? And I was like, yeah, and I was like, she wasn't very talkative, and I said, but she was very nice. And I said, are you having a good day? She goes, yeah, now that I'm working. And she's like, I started working today. And I was like, oh, okay. Well, when we were going there, she was going so slow. I mean, she was going like 5 to 10 miles under the speed limit, which I didn't really care, but I was like, this is interesting to me. And like her car was spotless, and she had like all these plugs to like charge her phone in the back, and everything looked like brand new. And I don't know why, but I was like, am I like one of her first rides? And so like I got on her thing. I was her very first ride. She didn't say anything about it. And at that point, she was just like listening to this, like, she was listening to some podcast or something like that. And so I put in my AirPods, and I listened to my book some more, because I've got like just 3 hours of this book left. So, I came home and I did a bunch of laundry last night too after my walk. That's the other thing I did before I took my shower, and after I took my shower. Been like doing a bunch of laundry and folding it and sheets and towels. Alex been doing it too. Like Alex has got like couple of our winter blankets and stuff down there washed and folded. He like puts them in these plastic packages until the winter, like makes them nice, until the winter, which is great. He figured out how to do all that kind of stuff. I don't even know how to, I'm sure it's real easy. It's just like with a vacuum, like sweeper thing you do. He uses the thing from the kitchen. So the little handy vac thing. So anyway, then I had my hair cut, and that was fun. So we both get our hair cut by one of like our good friends. Alex is really good friends with her, but she's one of my good friends too. And so talked to her and hung out, and then got an Uber back. The Uber back, I mean, he was real nice, but he didn't say one word to me the entire ride. But he was real friendly when I got in the car. He was like, Peter? And I was like, yeah. And he was like, okay. And then he just like said my address and stuff. So got the Uber back, got back here about 2:30, got some stuff done. I didn't really start filming videos until like 3:30, and I made a drama video. I think it's like 40 some minutes long, 42, 43 minutes long. I made a drama video. I made a Peter Does Stuff video of a PO unboxing. I did a review, and the review that I did today is something that I got in my PO unboxing. I didn't plan on doing this review. It's so interesting how this whole thing happened, because I didn't expect to do this review. I was going to do the Aussie Bites, the little snacks that it's probably a good thing that I didn't, because I'd open them and I'd eat the whole container probably, unless they're bad. Somebody told me that they were really bad. They're like, can you review the Aussie Bites, because I didn't like them. So we'll see. They might be really gross. Might be really gross, but I was going to review those today. By the time my review was the last video that I filmed today. I was going to film it outside because Alex said he was on his way home. But he came home while I was filming it, because I heard him go outside while I was filming my review video. So something that I got in my PO unboxing, I was like, this is too fantastic to not review and show on my review channel as well. Because a lot of people that watch my review channel don't watch any of my other channels. So I was like, I want to show these on the review channel. So I just turned around right after my PO unboxing. I did a review of the same thing. And it's interesting because this person, like, they must have, like, DM'd me on Instagram. So I don't miss any. I mean, I usually see all of my DMs on Instagram. And even if I don't, like, respond, I try to be better about that, like, most days, but, like, I just can't. I get so many DMs on Instagram. I hardly get any on Twitter anymore. And I don't really, I'll be honest with you, ever respond to DMs on Twitter unless it's somebody that I know. But, who is that over there? My neighbor's yard. It's not, or my neighbor to my neighbor. It looks like my neighbor on the corner. No? Oh, he must have been getting their mail for them. Or is that like somebody staying there? It looked like my neighbor on the corner went to his neighbor's house, got the mail, and then went to their front door. I wonder why. Anyway, so they messaged Alex. Alex sent the message to me, and he was like, what do you want me to, because they were like wanting to send me something. And I said, just tell them to email me, because I'll see it if you email me, right? And so I got the email. I thought I responded to the email, but I must not have, because they just sent them to me. They are so fantastic. So it's from Karen. So I just want to say, Karen, if you watch the vlog, thank you so much. Like, I said something about it in the vlog, or in the Peter Does Stuff, the unboxing, and I'm gonna link your company. I think it's Karen. I'll have to look back at the email. That owns the company, and I'll link it in the videos and stuff like that. But I just was like blown away. It takes a lot for me to be like really super blown away by something. And I got so many just like somebody sent something for Caroline, which was so nice. I just got really beautiful things today. It was like, it wasn't like a huge PO unboxing or anything. I think it was 4 packages, but each of them were so thoughtful and so nice. Yeah, don't ever feel like you have to send me something, but like that just means the world to me. You know, people that like think of me on that level. So many of you have sent me such like really, really meaningful things. So yeah, I know he hasn't like caught up on the vlogs lately because he messaged me and said that, but I do want to say that Koei's partner's dad passed away, and maybe we could just send Koei some love. I know they're going home for the funeral and things like that, so if we could just like send Koei and his partner some love, that would really mean a lot to me. Koei's been a big part of the Vloggerinos group for a long time, and has always been very, very supportive of me, and sent me the 1,000 crane thing that's like, you know, beautiful and stuff like that. And we're kind of saving it for like a special, because I told Alex, I was like, should we put it up now? And he's like, well, why don't we save it until we, you know, because I'm really, like, the basement's almost done, so we're going to get the basement done, and we're like, think we're going to put it down there because it lights up and stuff like that. So I'm keeping it very safe and very protected until then, but Koei has meant so much to me, and I just feel really bad that they're going through that. So just, if you guys could, he reached out to me, so if you could just send some love and prayers and positivity to Koei and his partner Nick, that would be great. So yeah, so what was I gonna say? Oh, I did the PO unboxing, and then I did a Peterisms video. Okay, so drama, PO unboxing, review, Peterisms, and then I did the review of the May book for Peter's Book Club on my BookTube channel, which was How to Solve Your Own Murder. Because I said I was going to do it the first week of every month, but I hadn't finished it because I was so late to getting to it, so I hadn't finished it yet. And right now, I'm uploading my BookTube video and I'm uploading my drama video, but the internet is so slow that I'm going to have to upload things on the phone. So I was going to stop at the 15-minute mark, so in like a minute or so I'll go inside and start uploading another video, then come out here. We might have to do that throughout the vlog, depending on how long the vlog is today. I asked Alex, I was like, because he's in there Watch What Happens Live, and I said, what do you want to watch? Do you want to watch something tonight? And he was like, yeah. He was like, why don't we watch, do you want to watch RuPaul's Drag Race in Dubai? And I was like, yeah, that's great. So we'll watch that. And then, you know, interestingly enough, even though I didn't get that much sleep, I'm not super, super tired right now. Like, my eyes feel a little bit tired, but I don't feel like I could just, like, fall asleep. I couldn't go upstairs and fall asleep right now. And I do want to walk tonight. And I want to listen to a little bit more of my book. When I got back, this was my determining factor of going to the pool or filming videos today. When I got back from the Uber, like they were driving down here, or he was driving down here, and so I looked over at the pool, and there was like 4 cars and a bunch of kids in the pool. I was like, not today. Like, I'm not going to do it today. But it is so hot. So I might see if she wants to go over there. what I might do is, when I get done vlogging, I might go for my walk then. It's so hot though, and like, even like on the Weather Channel and stuff, it says the air quality is not great, but I really want to walk. It's a little easier if like when it's darker. So if like right when it gets dark at like 8 or 9, I might walk then, or we might watch our shows and then I'll walk, but I mean, I'm definitely gonna walk tonight, so we'll just see. We'll see how things go. So anyway, my neighbor was right. I do need to weed some of this stuff out. Oh, and I just got this package in the mail that I'm so excited about. Alex was like, what is that package? It was like this pack, it was like this big. He goes, what is that? And so I told him what it was. He was like, well, are you gonna open it and show it to me? I go, no, I can't. He goes, why not? I go, because I want to open it on video. This is like really, really special for me. And so I'm gonna open that on my PO unboxing tomorrow. I'm really, really excited about it. So yeah, that's tomorrow, and I'm gonna do that. I gotta make my list of videos that I'm gonna film for tomorrow. But tonight we're just gonna watch RuPaul's Drag Race and stuff like that, and I'll film more videos tomorrow, and Alex has to work all day tomorrow, and then he's going over to his friend's house, the one... It was interesting, I got a comment when I was talking about our friend that had pulmonary hypertension, and somebody said that a lot of people don't know about that, and that it's like a very rare condition. What's interesting about you saying that is that I did know that, actually, that it was rare, right? Hey, how are you? And I did know that, but what's interesting is that, and Sarah's talked a lot about this, and she's willing to make a whole video about it and stuff like that, but that's what Sarah had too. Sarah had pulmonary hypertension. It was one part of like a lot of things that she had, but that's, when I said in the video that Sarah and this friend kind of bonded over that, that was why originally, because they both had PH, I guess is what you call it. I don't know, but they would say PH. They both had pulmonary hypertension, PH, and so Sarah like met a lot of people online that she's still really good friends with to this day, that she met through like forums and things like that had pulmonary hypertension and whatever, and yeah, so yeah, Sarah's doing great. She had double lung transplant. She's over 2 years out now. And she still has to go back for, I think, like every 3 to 4 months. She goes back for, like, to the hospital where she had it, which was Duke. And she still has, like, checkups and stuff like that. And she's very vocal about all that stuff. Like, she loves to share about that and talk about that just to help other people. And gone to hospitals and talked to people about transplant patients and all that kind of stuff, and the fear that you go through and whatever. I've learned a lot by you know, her going through that and stuff like that. It's a miracle. It really is a miracle. And Sarah's doing great, and her friend so far is doing great. Right after her husband called Alex, was giving updates like every day after that. And this is one of Alex's closest friends, another one of his closest friends. Isn't it so strange that 2 of Alex's closest friends had transplants? And, but she didn't have a lung transplant. I believe she had a liver transplant. And something happened like 2 days out. They had to do something where they had to go in through her mouth. It was like some kind of tube or whatever. And it was like, I don't know what it was, but he said it was like really, really painful, and she was like such a champ about it and didn't complain. I mean, she just doesn't complain at all. I mean, you want to talk about grace and just, I mean, these are people that are truly role models to me in life, right? Like, they handle all this adversity and stuff with just like such grace. Those are people to me, you know, people that work on forgiveness and stay positive and live in gratitude and live in grace. Like, those are people to me that are just like eternal role models living on earth, you know, that, I mean, literally angels. And so it's just, I don't know, it's so, it's motivating and it's inspiring to me, you know. I think it's one of the reasons why, and this is going to sound crazy, but why, like, little animals like Thumbelina the squirrel and stuff like that, like, she's been having a lot of medical issues lately. If you follow her, she's been having like an abscess in her tooth. And she's had like, I think Thumbelina had like a full hysterectomy, and she's had other issues and stuff. But she's like this little squirrel. It's not like she can complain about it or, you know, be like, oh, my life is so bad and whatever. She just goes on with her life. And So she doesn't, I mean, she's a little animal. She doesn't know that she has any other options. And not that we don't have a right to complain or feel sad and all that kind of stuff. We absolutely, all of us do that are going through horrible crap, right? We obviously have every right to do that. But it's inspiring to me, you know, to see this creature out there that's not like in their repertoire, you know? All right, this is gonna stop. So I will be back in once I get these other videos up. All right, bye. Okay, I'm back. It's been about a half an hour and I am getting really tired and really hungry. Before I said I wasn't tired at all. Now my eyes are like getting really tired. I was like looking at the computer with my reading glasses. I was like, so I posted my booktube video, I posted my review video, and I posted my Peter Does Stuff video. My Peterisms video is almost done. My drama video is ready to go. I just have to post it. So I was like working on the thumbnail and stuff like that. My thumbnails are so fantastic, aren't they? And then Alex was like talking on the phone to his girlfriends. They were like having like a three-way call. All the ice melted in my coffee. And so he was on speakerphone, so I was like laughing with him, and then he had finished like his dinner and stuff. So he got off and he was telling me about their phone call and what they were all laughing about and stuff like that. And then he was looking at TikToks. So I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna go outside and I'm gonna finish my vlog. The cologne that I wore today, I wore that one that I keep on getting all the compliments on it. Alex keeps on complimenting me on it. When I was at the pool the other day, this woman was like, what do you have on? And it's that Margiela, Maison Margiela or something. You can get it at Sephora. I think it's like 60 or 80 bucks. And it's By the Fireside is the one that I got like a year and a half ago or a year ago or something like that. And I never wore it because I was like, it wasn't like one of my favorite colognes. And now every time I wear it, I get compliments on it. But today, I don't know what it is. I have like this, do you guys know that amber oil? Alex used to always wear that amber oil. I don't love the smell of it. I feel like I picked it up in the bathroom and I feel like I got some of it on my hand or something like that. Everybody that I know loves that amber oil. It's A-M-B-R-E. Alex loves it. Caroline loves it. Tanya loves it. Everybody, all of Alex's girlfriends love it. Everybody that I know loves that amber oil. It's out of Indianapolis. But I don't, it's not like my favorite at all. So yeah, and I'm hungry and I'm trying to figure out like what I want to eat. I'm thinking like, well, to be honest with you, talking about that fat rabbit on here from Parachute got me really craving a sandwich. Like a healthy sandwich, like a veggie sandwich. But like I don't want like Subway. And I'm like, where's a healthy sandwich? And Parachute closes at 3, so obviously they're out. I would get a fat rabbit. And I'm like, where could I get like a healthy? See, I just smelled it again. I thought I picked it up with this. I'm like, I can see myself, because it fell over, I can see myself picking up that oil because he has it on his side of the bathroom. But anyway, I'm really craving like a healthy veggie sandwich. But then I'm like, maybe I should just do one of my Trader Joe's meals. Who is this walking down the street? Oh, grandpa with the kids. He usually walks with his wife. I wonder where his wife is. His name's Peter too. They live outside the neighborhood. She's really nice. She usually walks with the woman who lives in my favorite house in the world. And so she was walking one day, well, they always walk together, but she was walking one day with her husband. This is like a year or two ago. And I was out getting the mail, and I still need to get the mail. And she said, she's like, oh, I want to introduce you to my husband. She's like, Peter, this is my Peter. Wasn't that so sweet? So anyway, I very rarely meet other Peters. I mean, almost never do I ever meet other Peters. But anyway, I'll probably end up just having like a Trader Joe's meal with some cottage cheese, which that sounds good too, but like a big sandwich sounds good to me. Alex said he would run me up to the grocery store, but I really, to be honest with you, I don't want to like go to the grocery store, get the stuff to make a sandwich. This is the thing. Like, I crave food so bad late at night. Like, I have to be very, very careful what I have here. I can tell you, like, late at night, I've been so hungry that I will, like, make a bunch of, like, those Morningstar sausages and have, like, I mean, it's still, like, I'm adding, like, I was talking about this in the night of Stevie Nicks. Like, it was like, yeah, this stuff is healthier, but I'm, like, eating all this stuff, and I stopped myself. I was like, you're doing the same thing, but it's just like this quantity of food, and I stopped myself. If I have stuff here, it's very, very dangerous for my healthy eating. Like if I had bread, I mean, I know this stuff all sounds like healthy. If I had healthy bread, like I get the low carb bread. If I had like, even though I don't do like low carb diet, I just get the low carb bread, I actually like it better. But if I get like healthy bread, lettuce, you know, like even if I got like like fat-free cream cheese and put it on a sandwich and stuff, or hummus, like then later I would be like, well, it's healthy, so I'll have another 2 sandwiches. And then I'm like packing on calories, you know what I mean? Like I just can't, I have to be very careful with that stuff that I have here. I want to get, this is one thing I could get at the grocery store. I want to get cucumbers and vinegar, and then I want to get some watermelon and melon to put tahini or salt on. I want to get some apples to have like fruit as like a healthy snack. Do you know what's so strange? I think I've talked about this on here before, but like when Alex and I, now they love the candy. Now we still take them candy, but whenever we would like go like hang out with Carlos and Liliana and the kids would be there, ever since they were real little, we would always take them like treats, candy, or like toys or something like that, right? Always. And so for each of them, you know? And I can remember like when they were like younger. So Carlitos is 11 now and Sebastian's 8. God, that seems so bizarre. But I can remember like when they were younger, and we would bring them candy and they would be like, thank you. And they would like put it to the side, and they loved those cutie things. They're not tangerines. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? They're like nectarines, kind of. They loved those. They loved fruit. Well, Carlitos always loved to eat healthy. Sebastian loved a Happy Meal from McDonald's, chicken nuggets and fries. He loved that. He eats they both eat like super, super healthy now. But I can remember that back in the day, like Carlitos would like prefer like fresh fruit over candy any day. Isn't that so crazy? Do you guys have kids that are like that? I always loved candy. I always loved candy. I think part of it was that my mom always loved candy. If you've ever seen the movie Night Mother, which is like so tragically sad, it's one of my favorite movies, but it's with Sissy Spacek and Anne Bancroft. And Sissy Spacek has decided that she's going to take her life, and it's like in real time. It's like their last night, she and her mother together, and them having conversations about their life, and her trying to explain to her mother, because she takes care of her mom, everything about her mom. And at one point in there, she says something about cooking food, like you're gonna have to start cooking your own meals for yourself or something like that. And her mom's so mad. Like her mom does not want to be having this conversation. She's so pissed at Sissy Spacek for like, it was a Marcia Norman play. It was like real famous, and they made it into a movie. It's literally just the 2 of them in a house. It's fantastically done, but it's so tragically sad. And at one point Sissy Spacek says something to her about like if you want to like make your own dinner or cook your own. She's like, I don't like food, I like candy coming in bags or wrapped in paper. And that was so my mom. Like I remember when I was a little kid, there was this candy store in Carmel where I grew up, and it was called the Sweet Tooth. It doesn't exist anymore, but it was like a candy store when you would go into it. It's like locally owned. And my mom would always be like, you can get whatever you want. We would go there like, I mean, we didn't go there every day, but I can remember I would always get those like spiral, you know, suckers. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? Or the ones that are like big, like the ones that they have like in Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, that are like, have no flavor to them whatsoever, and just like pure sugar. And then you like eat like this much of it, and then you throw it in the trash because it gets like sticky and junky and stuff like that. But they always had these caramels, homemade caramels that were like this big, that were like wrapped in this like, you know, like the homemade caramels that you see at the gas station or like farmers markets and stuff like that. My mom would always get like 2 of those every time we went there. My mom loved caramels like nobody's business. Caramels, we call them caramels, but she loved caramels like nobody's business. And I can remember at Halloween, she would always get the big bags of caramels that you would make candy apples out of, but we wouldn't make candy apples. She would just, I think we might have one year or something like that, but she would just get the big bags. It was like the little square caramels, you remember that? My mom loved those. When I grew up, we had candy dishes that my mom would fill with like nuts and candies. Like during Halloween, my mom loved candy corn and those candy corn pumpkins. You guys know the pumpkins that are orange, like have like a little green thing on top of them, but they're made out of the same thing as candy corns. My mom loved candy corns and those candy pumpkins. She loved those. and always would get like the big bags of like the bubble gum that just came, like it was like a little pink thing like that, you know, and it would just come wrapped in a little thing. My mom loved it. She'd get like 2 or 3 of those bags after like Halloween. My mom was always chewing gum. And then she also loved little candy bars, like the miniatures. This is getting me so hungry. This is not a healthy conversation to have for me, because like now I want candy bars and I don't have any, so that's a good thing. But my mom loved those miniature candy bars, like the little Snickers. She loved, Three Musketeers were my mom's favorite. She'd always be like on Halloween, she'd be like, can I have your Three Musketeers? And my mom loved chocolate. She always loved candy her whole life. And she always had a sweet tooth. My mom always did. Funny that store was called the Sweet Tooth. But my mom always had a sweet tooth her whole life. And I can remember, like later in life, well, after tennis, when she would pick me up from tennis, we would go to McDonald's. And my mom, like this was for years, she would go to McDonald's and she'd get a hot fudge sundae. Do you guys remember when they had the little cup and the plastic thing on top? My mom loved McDonald's hot fudge sundae. She always had coupons for them. So she'd get a hot fudge. They were only like 99 cents or $1 or something like that. They were on the dollar menu forever. Back in the day, they were like, had nuts on them the whole 9 yards. They don't do all that anymore, I don't think. But my mom loved the hot fudge sundaes from McDonald's. My mom was very much like me, kind of like a binge eater too. Like she could eat a lot, and she didn't really care if it was like the highest quality. I always tell people this, like as an eater, I don't really care about the quality of the food. I like the quantity of the food. I don't really care if it's the best hummus in the world. I just like hummus and chips. And I don't care if it's the best salsa in the world. I mean, trust me, I like better salsa than worse salsa, or better hummus than worse hummus. But I'll eat it all. It doesn't really matter. Very rarely is there something that I won't eat. Even the cheapest cheese in the world, you go to a party and they have like cheese cubes, and I'll still eat it. I love cheese, you know. Like I'm a quantity eater. It doesn't matter to me about fine dining and all that kind of stuff. I'm just like, I've never been the person that really cared about stuff like that. And what's so interesting is that I was raised going to a lot of really nice restaurants. And I can remember going there with my mom alone, or with my aunt and uncle, or my dad, especially with my dad alone. And it was a lot of like, put your napkin, you know, in your lap when you get up, you know, put it in your seat. When you're done with dinner, you put it on your plate, you know, right fork, left fork, be very polite, yes or no, sir, to the server, things like that. You don't get up in your chair and run around, things like that. Like my parents were very adamant about that stuff. If you're going to go out to a restaurant, you're going to act like an adult eating in a restaurant. You're going to get up and run around the restaurant, all that kind of stuff, or we're going to leave, or we won't be coming back to dinner again. Like that's how, I mean, I don't know, but that's how I was raised. Caroline was raised the same way. Alex and I have talked about that because, like, Alex and Carlos and Fufu are like very similar to that too. Alex is like, oh yeah, when we went out to dinner, we were like expected to sit there at the table and like have conversations with people and things like that, with adults, and learn to have adult conversations. I think that's really where I started having adult conversations, you know, and my parents would ask, you know, my aunt and uncle would ask questions, and we were expected to be part of that conversation. And so I'm not talking about adult conversations, I'm just talking about conversations you have with your kids. So anyway, I mean, but when I was growing up, like especially with my dad, because my dad liked to try new restaurants, and when we would go out of town, we would go to a lot of nice restaurants, especially Chicago, because we went to Chicago a lot. And so I really liked going to nice restaurants. I really liked going to, especially nice Italian restaurants. My dad used to go to a lot of nice Italian restaurants, and I loved them. But my dad also liked pub food when I was growing up. Like there were a lot of like pubs in Chicago that my dad loved. My mom did too. Like she liked a lot of like little bars and dive bars and pubs that had like chicken fingers, sandwiches, cheeseburgers, things like that. Even though I'm a vegetarian, that is the kind of food that I absolutely crave all the time. It's like bar food. I crave bar food all the time. Even like when I think about a salad, it's so interesting. Like if I think about like a salad sounds really, really good, it's always like a salad from a bar that's not super healthy, right? That has tons of cheese on it and croutons and like loads of dressing. Like that's not a healthy salad, right? But like that's always what sounds good to me. It's like I can think of like certain like bar restaurants. Like there's a place here in Indianapolis, it's called Sam's. They have like it's a bar restaurant. It's locally owned, and I love Sam's. I used to go there after our home group on Tuesday nights. There was a whole group of us that used to go there every Tuesday for years. And I would always get this sandwich that was called Monte Cristo, and it was a ham sandwich, and it was like deep fried, and they would put like powdered sugar on it. And I would get fries dipped in ranch, and then on the side you got a piece of coffee cake. And I would always get a side salad to start with cheese and croutons. God, this sounds so good right now. I mean, I'm not the ham, but that salad was so good. And I would get like real crisp lettuce, and it would have cheese on it, and then it would have I get honey mustard. I don't hardly ever. I usually get ranch on salads now, which is like not healthy at all. But I very rarely get salads when we go out. Or if I get a salad, I'll usually try to get like their house vinaigrette or something because I'm trying to eat healthier. But this is back in the day when I didn't need to worry about my weight. I was thin. So anyway, I'd always get honey mustard. I loved honey mustard dressing on my salad and with chicken fingers. And we would go there all the time. Sam's, we have one real close to our house. Melissa and Jason and Alex and I'll go up there every once in a while. And they have, like, all their food is deep fried. Like, yeah, I could get DoorDash from there tonight, but it wouldn't be healthy. It's all deep fried. They have deep fried mushrooms that you dip in ranch dressing that are like the best. I'm like so hungry. It sounds so good. They're like the best deep fried. Is my husband walking outside? Was that my neighbor? My neighbor. I heard a door open. I don't know if it's the garage door. I swear I saw Alex walk over there. Maybe it's my neighbor though, coming out to walk his dog. They have just like they have the best salads, like I said. I don't even think they have that sandwich anymore. When I go there now, I haven't been there in a long time. I usually get a grilled cheese, fries. They have best onion rings too. A side salad. There's this other restaurant that Tanya and I go to a lot, and it's called Wolfie's. So if you live in Indianapolis, it's off of 96th Street. There was one in Noblesville too. I think there's still one in Noblesville on the lake, in Noblesville and Morse Lake. And it's very similar to that. They have these, they're like barbecue cauliflower, and it looks like barbecue wings, but they're cauliflower instead. They're delicious. They have like a big pretzel that you can get with like bar cheese. This is the kind of food I like. This is why it's so hard for me to eat healthy. I could care less about, and like, you know, I don't eat steak or chicken and stuff because I'm a vegetarian. So, oh yeah, that's my neighbor because he's walking his dog down the street. But like, that is the kind of food I like. Oh my God, if I go someplace and they have tater tots with cheese and ranch dressing, oh my God, tater tots kill me every time. I love tater tots so much. I was telling my hairstylist this today because she's like, you were DoorDashing Cheesecake Factory for a while, weren't you? And I was like, yeah, I'm really trying not to. And I said, you know what's so weird? Is that, and I haven't done this like when I have ordered it recently, not as much, I should say, but when we go to Cheesecake Factory, I never get cheesecake, ever. But when I order it at home sometimes, I'll get cheesecake. Sometimes there's a discount, like on DoorDash or, you know, wherever you order it, there's a discount for like cheesecake, and I'll be like, oh, I'll get cheesecake, and I'll keep it in the fridge if I don't want it. And sometimes I don't eat it that night, sometimes I eat it the next day, but still, it's like, I don't need the cheesecake, you know? That's why I'm trying to like think through every choice that I make. There's a salad place up the street from us. Melissa really likes it. And it's like salads and greens on top of like hummus, and then you mix it all together. That kind of sounds good. I might try to get that tonight. But I've got cottage cheese and these Trader Joe's meals, so I should probably just make those. But that does sound so good. A sandwich sounds really, really good. A wrap sandwich sounds good. Oh, you know what? There's this, see, if I get a wrap sandwich, there's this George's place. My dad and I used to always go there for lunch. I was talking to my dad and my stepmom today. They got me laughing so hard on the phone. They are so silly. And so my dad and I used to always go to lunch at this place called George's. Sometimes my stepmom would come too, but this was like, I mean, this was like 10 years ago. I would meet my dad there when, you know, like on his lunch break or whatever. And my dad loved this George's place. He and my stepmom both love this George's place. I mean, it's literally like, this is another it's a restaurant, but it's got a bar in it too. And it's all like wraps and pizza and sandwiches and cheeseburgers and stuff like that. Like every other place I've told you, right? Kind of Midwest fare a little bit, I think. And so my dad and I would go there, and I remember this one time they like changed their whole menu. I used to get their chicken fingers. This was before I was a vegetarian. And they had some wrap sandwich there. Oh my God, their wraps are so good at George's. They also have, who did I go there with? Oh, I was thinking I went there with Tanya, but I'm looking in my head, and it was actually Sam's, and we went there after the pool. That was last summer one day that we went there to Sam's in Fishers after the pool. That was fun. So yeah, but this George's place I love, but their fries are so good. And if you get a sandwich, you get fries on the side. I mean, I could say no fries, but who does, right? I know there's like 20 of you that are like, I do. I never get fries. My husband, he'll go to a restaurant full on and get a cheese. This kills me, right? He'll get a cheeseburger with like no bread on it or just one side of the bun. And I'm like, how do you, that's not even like, what are you, I know that's healthy. I know it is, okay? But I'm like, what are you doing? No, no ma'am. I just sit there, I'm like, God, I could just eat the bun alone, you know? There's all these people down here at this house. I don't know what's going on. Now there's these people working in the yard. Is where my neighbor went in to the mail. I don't know. Maybe he was just being friendly and taking their mail to them or something, because now there's all these people in their driveway, like these work people. They're talking to them out in the yard. They're getting something done to their house. So they told me that, or I can't remember. They're having like, they're just wheeling something up the driveway now. I love just sitting out here and looking at stuff. They're getting like a back patio and then like a stair thing. Yeah, because I said, what did the HOA say about that? Because you get all that stuff approved by it. And they're like, we didn't ask. I'm like, okay. It's like my neighbor. She like, I love her so much. And she is like, she's not on the board, but she's like adjacent to the board because she's the activities director or whatever from the neighborhood, but they wouldn't give her any money to do anything. She wanted to do Christmas caroling, she did these concerts down by the pool. They would never give her any money. I was talking to somebody about it one day, and they said, why doesn't she want to do it anymore? I said, because she was having to spend all of her own money to do it. I said, I didn't understand why they didn't just ask every household for $10 extra in an envelope for the year, and there's 100 condos or more, there's like 110 or 13 condos in here. That'd be like, you know, 10 times 100, what is that, 1,000? My math is so bad. $1,000, right? So that'd be $1,000 for a year. She could easily do a lot with $1,000, right? And this person looked at me, and they were like, and this is somebody that like I get along with in the neighborhood too. And I said that to them, and they go, the HOA pays for the chicken, and I go, what? And they're like, we're talking about the annual cookout, right? And I go, no, I was talking about all the events. And they go, they pay for the chicken. People want to fight over the most ridiculous crap. I swear, this battery just went to the halfway mark. How is this battery? I put a brand new battery in here. This must be my bad battery. I did get some sun at the pool yesterday, though, didn't I? Look at how blue my eyes look today with my no hat on and my haircut and stuff like that. My hair does look nice. I told her, I said, I want you to kind of fade it up through here. She goes, you want me to fade your hair? I said, no, I'm not talking like a fade when I was like 25 years old. I said, I just want to kind of like fade it up clean a little bit. See? That looks nice, don't you think? For summer, short. She didn't have any appointments for July. She was like, I can't believe like you didn't schedule. I was like, I didn't. I forgot the last time I was in there. So I got like August and September scheduled. But I was like, so what do I do about July? She goes, well, let me put you on a waiting list for this week. And I go, well, what happens if there's no waiting list? And this is my friend, right? I love her. And she goes, well, then you wait till August because you waited too long to schedule an appointment. And I'm booked up. And I go, she goes, what do you want me to do? And I go, I don't know. Like, can you move something around? She goes, no, I can't. I'm sorry. And she goes, I just laughed. I was like, okay, well, I'll just wait till August. It'll be 6 weeks instead of 4 weeks when I get my haircut. Big deal. Who cares, right? All right, you guys, so I'm going to get off here now, go check in on my husband. We'll start watching RuPaul's Drag Race, heat up on those Trader Joe's meals. They're really good. I'm just not hungry for that tonight. I'm hungry for a sandwich, but I'll listen. Like my mother-in-law says, you get what you get and you don't throw a fit, right? So anyway, but I might look at that place up the street that's got real healthy stuff. If they have wrap sandwiches, I'm doomed. But I know they don't have any fries there or chips, so it'll be like a cup of fruit. And then maybe I could put some tahini on it. That wouldn't be bad. A salad with a cup of fruit and some tahini. And then after we watch our shows tonight, I'm either going to go to the pool with my neighbor. I haven't texted her yet. Or I'm going to go take a walk. So it was so funny because we were at the pool the other day and people were like, because people have said this on the vlog, you should walk with your neighbor. Not a lot of people, but a few people have said it. So we were at the pool the other day and her friend was up there and she was like, oh, you and Peter both walk, you should go walk. And my neighbor looked at me and before I could even say, no, I like to listen to my audiobook, she goes, no offense, but I really like to listen to my music while I go, don't worry about it, sweetie. I said, I like to listen to my audiobook. No feelings hurt here whatsoever. So cute. She started laughing. So anyway, I'm loving summer in Indiana so far. It is supposed to be so hot in July and August, and it is already so hot. I think today it was like 96 or 97. It's still really warm and muggy out right now. But anyway, all right, I'm going to get off here, and I love you guys so much. Thanks for hanging out with me on the front porch today. I hope that you are having a magically amazing Monday and a fantastic beginning to your week. And if nobody else has told you this today, I love you, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye. Love you.